Welcome to the B2T show, where we empower Christian patriots with truth. This is Rick, your host. All right, here we are on Thursday, April 30th, and wow, do we have Q. He was just posted like about 30 seconds ago. He's continuing to drop. It's exciting to get drops during the show, and we are going to have so much to go over. I'm hoping we got enough to go over all of Gene's stuff. He's got a couple things that have been just phenomenally done with tons of pictures. We have more information about what's going on above our skies. This is going to be a packed show, so let's start going to it. I see just tons of people coming in and tell me where you're from. I used to go and scroll up and say who was here first, but you guys are talking so much before the show, I can't get back to it. So that's a good problem to have. I love it. So we got Cosensi here on as a moderator. Thank you. And he's one of the stars of the show as well. So we appreciate that. Lou, thank you for being a moderator. Appreciate you guys. And as I'm scrolling through here, seeing who else is on, appreciate you guys all being here. Look at all this conversation. Amy Mercia as a moderator as well. Figures that I get a tickle in my throat right when the show starts, when I've been talking to Gene with no tickles all this time. Here we go. And so we got people from Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. We got Sachawa, Texas. We got Colorado, Wisconsin in the house, Pennsylvania, Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina, Seattle, Washington, Florida, Ohio, Rose, Florida. Wow. We got Arizona, Lincoln, Nebraska. Now I'm fast forwarding now to West Florida, Southern California, DFW, Texas. All right, that's where the area I'm in. West Virginia, Louisiana. I love it. Iowa. I have a lot of people in the house. All right, let's dig into this. There's quite a bit going on, and it's going to be a fun show. We have, as you know, this Q went to Q 2.0, and I'm going to stop using it. So qmap.pub, I'm sorry, but you got way too much room at the top, way too much room at the bottom. I can't highlight anything, so I'm sorry. I'm going back from qmap.pub. So I'm going to be going to what is called qanon.pub. So qanon.pub is what I'm be using. That's why we have the white background now. And we have like 20 posts to get through. So we're going to try to go relatively brisk so we can get to the cult symbols of Gene, obviously. So you can see the 29th right here was the last one in 4009 where it said knowledge is power. And so we're going to start getting into here. This was done today on April 30th. So we have a ton of stuff coming on April 30th. Thank you, Mama, for Rose. I'm so glad that I talked to her on the phone today. We actually got her rolling backstage. I love it. Okay, here we go. This is 4010, and we see a huge long file name, and it says 3 flags, but now he's amplified on it. So that's the same 3 flags we saw before, which was pointing to Flynn, I think. And we have this White House Governor Presidential Actions Proclamation Law Day US 2020. So basically it's a full proclamation here. You'll see right here of a law day. And this is actually tomorrow. I think it's May 1st. Is that right? So May 1st. Yep. So on May Day, we are going to get this full proclamation. I'll just read this part that Q put here. It says, now, therefore, I, Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, in accordance with Public Law 8720 as amended, do hereby proclaim May 1st, 2020 as Law Day, USA. I urge all Americans, including government officials, to observe at this day by reflecting upon the importance of the rule of law in our nation and displaying the flag of the United States in support of this national observance. And I especially urge the legal profession, the press, and the radio, television, and media industries to promote and to participate in the observance of this day. Q. What do you think? To me, that's trolling, because they do not want the rule of law. The rule of law is going to have them behind bars, right? Especially this criminal MSM and the leakers, the protectors of the pedophiles. It's really interesting to see how that's going to turn out. But that's 4010. We have a ton more to get through. I did want to talk about, there's a couple other pieces of news I just wanted to talk about real quick. This is like Trump saying in his tweet, dirty cop James Comey got caught. That was today, this morning at 7:11 a.m. All right, here you got dirty cop James Comey got caught. So a lot of the decoders, will take these timestamps and go look at it, and they'll also take all the capital letters and review it for the gematria. So all type of analysis is being done on that right now. But dirty cop James Comey, and here's Paramedic just showing him in front of Gitmo. Somebody else showing him in Stormy, showing him in front of Gitmo. So Comey's, I think, in a little bit of trouble. And here we saw this from where General Flynn posted this picture of a flag the day that he knows he's going to be finally freed. But look at what Donald Trump Jr. says. Imagine having your life and reputation ruined by rogue U.S. government officials. Then years later, when the plot finally comes to light, the first thing you do is post an American flag. This is the guy they wanted you to believe was a Russian asset? That's right. We see the fake news being called out by Don Jr. here, and that is so true. Also, guys, I just want to make sure, as far as the Patriots go, I have a list of the 60 red-pilled Patriots. So get on my email list, so in case I get knocked off YouTube, you'll be able to track me, but also get my list of the 60 red-pilled Patriots. So, and let me know who you think I missed. I'm going to do an update in probably a couple weeks. That'll be the top 80 red-pilled Patriots based on feedback from you. So you tell me who I've missed. Now, again, I don't watch a lot of YouTube because I work full-time, get ready for this. You can imagine I don't have time watching videos. I have to use written information I can filter through really quickly, watch very little YouTube. So it's primarily people on Twitter, primarily people that do publications and write things down versus just do videos. Here is... Again, what you'll see here is you'll also get updates from me on all the stuff I do, on updates and new health information, etc. So you're going to go to Impact Culture Now. There's a link down below in the video, Impact Culture Now, to get to the 60 red-pilled Patriots. All right. And then obviously you're going to go to blessed2teach.com if you want to see all the show notes I'm going to show you, blessed2teach.com. You can just go down here and you can sign up for the email. Backstage is getting really hot right now. You'll just go here. Again, this is the same deal. I just updated it. There's been a lot of costs in upgrading all these, so we're going to have a slight price raise. But you still have this for the next couple weeks. It's $14.77 per month, but a whole 45% off on the yearly. So come and join us yearly. Again, there's Facebook functionality. There's red pill documents, health documents. The Facebook where you can ask Gene questions. There's all kinds of exclusive we have there. I have a full video to tell you all about that. All right, let's get back to these Q drops. Again, I'm on QAnon.pub versus QMAT.pub. So if you like the new interface, that's fine. I think it will look pretty nice on a mobile phone, but it doesn't work well for me to be able to do what I need to do on the Mac. That's 4010. 4011. Here's another link to a tweet, and it says Crossfire Hurricane, Crossfire Typhoon, Crosswind, classified 1 through 99, unreleased, redacted. You didn't think the statement by POTUS regarding calm before the storm was just random, did you? Transparency brings accountability. Q. I have to read it sometimes before I go to the tweet because it explains exactly what he's talking about. And then here it is. This is this Benjamin Weingarten, which is interesting. Q's using a lot of different patriots out there now. It's basically per new Flynn document dump, one wonders who was Crossfire Tycoon. So even though we got all these documents, look at the redaction. It's just ridiculous. But it does show us there was a Crossfire Typhoon, Crossfire Razor, and other. If I blow this up and look at this, you can just see there's very little information. But there is a little bit about Crossfire Razor that they finally unredacted for us to show that is basically where they're setting up General Flynn. And so that is going to be interesting as people dig into that. I'm looking forward to seeing what these other ones are as well. I think that the Crossfire One of them was definitely, I was looking to see if I can find this real quick. I had it open before. There was a crossfire. It's right after here. No, just closed the praying medic one. But it was for Papadopoulos. So one of those crossfires was actually Papadopoulos. So I think we'll see that. I think Crossfire Hurricane was obviously what was to take down Trump. Crossfire Typhoon, I think, was Papadopoulos, and we just saw this next crossfire, which is actually on General Flynn, and that's I think we're going to add this. To me, this is the D class starting to actually be declassed, because we actually got the Crossfire Razor actually declassified, which is the setup of General Flynn. That's 4011. Let's look at 4012. We got American coup d'etat, and you have, which is, when this is finished, a much bigger graphic will be needed. Much bigger. Biggest political scandal in American history. Q. And this is a lot of people on it. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 3. It's got 27 people. And it says you're going to need a much bigger graphic when we're over it. Much bigger. And this is all the big players. This has Hillary and Obama and Comey and Loretta. Thanks, Ken Schofer. Do you think we'll have martial law soon? I don't think we're going to really have martial law unless they get Antifa to really come out at a certain time. But the way they've spread this out so well, and this, I don't think if we have martial law, I think it's going to be for very small periods of time in very select cities, is my opinion, Ken. But this is the coup d'etat. It's got Debbie Wasserman, Sultan, Clapper, and Brennan, and Yates, and Baker, and Page, and Strzok, and all the big players you think of Rod Rosenstein, and Comey, and obviously you got Robert Mueller, as well as McCabe, and so there's a lot of people here, including Weissman. I can't wait till that jerk goes down. Valerie Jarrett, Obama's handler. So all these people are being outed here, but again, it says much bigger graphic. Biggest political scandal in American history, no question. That's 4012. Again, you can research. I used to take this and research it and go look at Google Books. Now it looks like Dustin Nemos is smart enough from that crew, because the only thing that comes up is the Q book, which I thought was a great idea for them to do that. Or Q's maybe pointing to it. I'm not sure. I'll have to talk to Dustin and see what's happening. By the way, he just crossed 100,000 subscribers after being stuck at 96,000 for 2 years. So I called him up, and I was watching it go all the way to 99.9, and he was stuck yesterday at 99.9. He got to 100,000. I called him to congratulate him. So Dustin Nemos is one of the guys that I just am thrilled that we all are growing as a tide is bringing up all the boats, and just like we had the Matrix and Shady on yesterday, it's quite exciting to see us all come together, pointing our guns at the cabal. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Hopefully all these other entities, if you will, that have been pointing the guns at us versus the cabal will start listening, because the ones that aren't pointing their guns at each other and are pointing their guns at the cabal are the ones that are growing right now. So I think there's a reward for being where we go one, we go all, right? Here's 4013 again. This is Nancy Pelosi, and it's funny. This meme basically took what she said about Kavanaugh and changed it to what she's not saying about Joe Biden and Tara Reade. In fact, she was interviewed today. It's embarrassing how she completely shows the two-faced nature of the justice system and the two-faced nature of the Me Too movement, right? Completely, if it'll damage Trump, it's one set of rules, and if it damages anybody that is on their side, it's a different set of rules. That's the cabal in action. They don't care about fairness. They don't care about the lady justice being blind. What they care about is illegally getting power and controlling everybody that does get in power. Here it is where it says, I applaud the courage of Dr. Christine Basley Ford to come forward to share her story as we continue to learn more about these allegations against Judge Kavanaugh. We must ensure that Dr. Ford's rights to justice and privacy are respected. Postpone the vote. This is when they're trying to postpone the vote and make sure they could get more dirt on Kavanaugh, right? They didn't have any dirt. It was only And she didn't even know what place it was. She didn't know. You guys know the story. She couldn't even remember exactly what date it was, what the place was, who was there. The people who were there said that wasn't true. What happened? So obviously, MK Ultra victim. Really sad for her. And the red dots here for those of you on the red scratches, and it basically says, "Hey, what if Nancy did this? I applaud the courage of Tara Reade to come forward and share her story. As we continue to learn more about these allegations against Joe Biden, we must ensure that Reade's rights to justice and privacy are respected." And it has hashtag choose someone else. Great meme just showing the two-faced nature of Nancy Pelosi. It says used as a political tool to attack the other side, weaponized. Where are the pink hats? When you are awake, you are able to see clearly. Q. Yep, you have all these pink hats out for Kavanaugh and wanting blood on Kavanaugh. The media stirs up everything, and the Mockingbird media and the whole wrap-up smear she talks about, right, comes to try to take Kavanaugh out. Didn't work because God's in control here. I mean, if you think about the chances of Trump getting elected, is almost zero with everything against him. I mean, we had the media against him. You had the academia against him. You had Hollywood against him. You had the fake news media against him. Obviously, you had all the technical platforms against them. Twitter, Google, Facebook, all that type of stuff. You had all the world leaders against him. The only thing again that was for Trump was we the people. And God used that, put it in place, and allowed us to unrig a few of the counties to actually get him elected. What a miracle. And I think we're seeing the exact same thing right now, that we're seeing God's hand on this coronavirus. We're seeing God's hand on the cabal trying to kill Trump with assassination attempts and doing everything it can to take Trump down. And it's just not working. Well, you're fighting against God, cabal. When are you going to learn that? And we're going to learn a lot about the symbology of that in a second. That's 4013. Here we have 4014, and this is a Washington Examiner piece. Democratic National Convention pushed back a month to mid-August. So here's the switcheroo they're going to do, and doing everything they can to basically justify another client that's hot, right? I think is exactly what they're trying to do. And so this is a big article here, but there's an actual portion of it that he wants us to read. I think, no, he's just going to talk about it. But this is really interesting. It says, why are they pushing back the Democratic Convention? COVID-19 concern or strategic for last-minute change? Change of batter coming? Why was she saved from officially announcing? Isn't that interesting? Does that look like a Hillary thing? He says she. And she didn't officially announce. So who could this be? Could that be Michelle Obama? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Why was she reserved for a last-minute change? How do you attempt to sneak one in? How do you attempt to ensure victory? Adopt national vote by mail? How do you convince America it was legitimate? Release fake polls indicating favorable leads in swing states? How do you harm opponents' accomplishments regarding economy, unemployment? Obviously, this is talking about the fake crisis, the bioweapon that was unleashed on us. How do you terminate opponents' highly effective rallies? No more Trump rallies, are there right now? How do you shelter Democratic lead candidate from embarrassing debates and or rallies? Obviously, Joe doesn't have it. He can't. He's fallen asleep during things. He's doesn't have the technology skills to do well. he can't debate. He can't even be on camera for more than 7 or 8 minutes without really making a major mistake. And he's even making major mistakes when they only give him 7 or 8 minutes. How do you shelter Democratic corruption regarding FISA, Russia, Flynn, etc. from reaching the mainstream? Well, this is the major false flag, a false flag that's so huge that they can talk about it for months. Right? They're running out of ammunition. So they had to create this incredible crisis, teaming up with the WHO, the CDC, the Bill Gates Foundation, the fake news media, as well as making sure that technocrats like YouTube pulled down my vaccine video. They pulled down on multiple channels. I have all the cuts of that one. They're being pulled out from that as well. They're using different excuses why they're pulling down, but everything that has to do with vaccines are being pulled down that says anything bad about them. So this is the criminal enterprise as a whole trying to make sure you get your vaccine with the nanoparticles in it, and etc. So it's really a scary time, but it's not that scary when you know God is in control and that we have an awesome Savior, right? Here we go. Look at this. How do you extend the trade negotiation deadline with China? Well, how do you limit test constitutional rights of people? How do you provide cover for state governments to adopt new voter laws? How do you effectively control the population? How do you expand big tech overreach, tracing, privacy issues? How do you fix taxpayer bailout? The long broken economies of California and New York. How do you enrich select people, companies, by promoting a solution to a global crisis? How do you keep people living in fear and isolation in order to accept the above? Define insurgency. How do you accomplish all of the above? Q. So they're running out all their different ways to beat Trump. They know they were losing all the internal polling, so they were going to get destroyed because of Brexit. You had the walkaway movement and the Q movement. Those three movements right there were going to take the win that he probably was going to get anyway and make it into a massive blowout. We are the majority, as Q told us for a long time, even though the fake polls and the fake news are telling us otherwise, that Biden's ahead. No, not even close. But they want you to believe that. They want you in fear, and they want so they could do basically voter fraud, right? and throw the election. But that's not going to happen. Trump even tweeted about that today. Don't let the do-nothing Democrats and their media partners steal the election, right? And so that's our warning. That's a great post here, 4014, clearly showing that this was a human-created crisis, a cabal-created crisis, because they are on their last leg right now. It's all going to backfire on them in a big way. Here is the following one with a bunch of pictures. You can say it's 4015. So again, this was done around 3:56, it looks like, p.m. on Eastern time. So that's 4015, and you can see here it says a picture, and this is an anon that did this, right? So anonymous person, and then Q dropped it and comments on it at the end. So let's look at all these pictures. The first one, YouTube CEO Susan, and this is Susan CEO gal here. She actually is the sister of somebody who was head of 23andMe. So all these cabal people are taking over, getting your DNA, as well as all the tech, the Silicon Valley tech leaders, right? And so she says anything that goes against the WHO is a violation of YouTubers' policies. Can you believe that? If you know the World Health Organization was actually acting like the Wuhan Health Organization, not the World Health Organization, you can't express that opinion on YouTube. All content that isn't medically substantiated, such as advising people to take vitamin C, will be removed by the platform. Even though it's proven that tons of vitamin C in certain cases can help extremely well eliminate the coronavirus. Not to mention hydroxychloroquine, not to mention MMS, not to mention hydrogen peroxide cleanse. There's all kinds of ways to oxygenate your body or strengthen your immune system to fight this virus. And that's how you should fight a cold, your immune system. Not by trying to kill and find a cure for the cold. We've had influenza for years. And obviously the flu vaccine, 36% of the people that took it had a 36% chance of getting the coronavirus if you had the flu versus not having the flu shot. The flu shot did not help. It actually hurt. Oh, wow. Interesting. So somebody said Laura Ingram's show, something was removed on it from YouTube on the 28th. Wow, interesting. So Life of Truth, how you doing? Thank you so much for your reporting on the satanic holidays. We're going to be going over a little bit of that here with Gene. Now here, so basically this is showing the new popular on YouTube hand washing videos. So they're having to put content in here to keep you from truth. YouTube is a criminal enterprise right now, the way they're running it. They're running it in a completely taking away our First Amendment. And if YouTube takes this video down, they're going to get sued. And so that's all we can do. We can just sue them together. Well, that's what we have to do. I'm a first American given truth and a channel, and they're keeping you from truth. That's why they took down my vaccine video for incorrect reason. That's why they're taking it down on my second channel. That's why they demonetized Shady and Matrix. It's a criminal enterprise protecting pedophiles. Here we have Adam Schiff, right here, saying a letter to Susan Wojcicki. This is the CEO of so here's a criminal, Adam Schiff, lies his teeth out. He's on a gang of 8, one of the biggest criminals, Standard Hotel he's going to get nailed for. He sends a letter as a House chairman to saying you basically have to start censoring people for truth. That's not his terms. His terms are, the WHO is awesome. You can't say people are talking bad things about 5G. Anything that doesn't agree with the cabal, you need to censor, Susan. And she just obliges, showing that they're in the bag with the cabal. And here's Adam Schiff saying, misinformation is dangerous. Misinformation about public health is deadly. Yeah, you're basically purposely, this is how sick these guys are when you say these people are sick. They're purposely not letting people about how easy it is to oxygenate your bodies that would immediately take this away, so that they can have more people in body bags so they can get their power back in November. That is amazing, is it not? Law Dog, thank you. We don't stop till God tells us. Press on. That's right. So that's Adam Schiff here. Here's this add-on continues to put pictures on here. And he's saying, here's a reminder of Schiff's lies in the House impeachment hearing. Watch Adam Schiff claim he's using a parody to facilitate his lies about real Donald Trump. And that wasn't his biggest lie, was the Nunes memo that was so true, telling us the truth. And he lies about the Nunes memo and puts out the Democratic memo, the Schiff memo, right? And now the IG report comes out and says everything Nunes said was correct. And it was a pack of lies with Schiff. He should be, if it wasn't for the movie playing right now, this guy should literally be removed from the face of the earth for his crimes. He's a treasonous criminal who, as we will find out, is also a pedophile and a satanic, allegedly. We'll see that here soon. Sorry for being so blunt, guys, but this is the way just telling you the way I feel right now. Here we go. Head of House Intelligence Committee Adam Schiff demands Google, YouTube, Twitter set up their authoritative censorship and silencing. On Thursday, Representative Adam Schiff, he's definitely not a Republican, the most dishonest and compulsive liar in Congress, sent a letter to the CEOs of Google, YouTube, and Twitter to urge them to use their authoritative powers to censor and silence voices during the coronavirus pandemic. Last week, YouTube CEO told CNN the company would silence anyone who strayed from the official WHO policy. The ones who were defending Wuhan, defending China, lying to you, causing the virus to be 10 times worse here. You have to agree with them, and Google's cool with that. In fact, the company is very proud of her censorship. Remember, this is November. Democrats support this and want more censorship and silencing. Schiff sent these letters off to Google, YouTube, and Twitter. So this is links here. And so Q just reposts all those pictures, and he says, control the population, sheep, control the narrative, Q. They want you to be sheep. They want to control the narrative completely. You don't get to know about hydroxychloroquine. YouTube literally took off that video of all those doctors simply giving evidence. They took it down. It had over 5 million views. They censored the ability to even find outofshadows.org. Remember, outofshadows.org. Don't put the in there. Go get your friends to watch that movie. Just say, hey, this is over 80 million views. If you add up all the views it has, could have a 50 to 80 million views. Outofshadows.org. This tells the truth. But they don't want you to know the truth. They want you controlled. They want to control the narrative. Here's 4016. Was the DNC was hacked by Russia? And they put an extra was in there. And later you'll see he corrects it and says error was was X2 on the move Q. So Q's on the move here and made a mistake. So, but he meant to say, was the DNC hacked by Russia? We know it wasn't. CIA Brennan force? So basically what happened here is Brennan forced that narrative through the fake news media and through CrowdStrike, which we'll look at in a second. Seth Rich, his name was Seth Rich. Don't remember that now. This video will be demonetized completely because I said that word. That's how totalitarian YouTube is. They take every word I say, and when I say things like false flag and I say things like Seth Rich, boom, demonetized video. If I say some things, it actually gets removed. Right? Seth Rich, internal, Seth Rich. $500, I'll bet anybody, about 20% of my video, eventually after 2 days, after all the views have been done, they'll monetize them back. But I'll bet $500 that one will not. This video will not be switched back to monetization because I said that word. You can't even say a name in this country of a patriot that gave his life to tell us what happened. So those of you who don't know the story or are new to this story, we will get into that. But Seth Rich, internal DL download, hand-to-hand pass to USA. He took a thumb drive. We know because of the speed of the difference of the file. We can tell by the metadata on the file. And he gave it to, ended up giving it to Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. We know it was not a Russian hack. CrowdStrike code insert. This is the Ukraine connected criminal company that actually uses Vault 7 information, we know because of Vault 7, to actually put Russian code in there to make it look like they were the hackers. Very easy thing for them to do. Any good Russian hacker would not do that. You're not going to see any fingerprints like that. So that's exactly what they did. So we know the story. We've known this for 2 years. Q's just reminding us. If FBI chain of command was corrupt, with what other investigations were corrupted? Obviously, everything to do with Uranium One that really wasn't investigated. Everything to do with Hillary emails wasn't investigated because we had a criminally weaponized FBI, DOJ, and pretty much the entire Obama administration. Who did they provide cover for? How back did it go? Q. And this goes back way back, guys. Remember, we got criminal enterprises in the Bushes. Daddy Bush, the whole 9/11 with the Clintons, all the way even back to Jimmy Carter. We had the cabal of control of these puppet presidents. That's what Mark Taylor talks about, the evil crew of 32. 32 years of criminals, and the only break we had was Reagan. So interesting stuff here. That's 4016. 4017 gets into just saying, hey, I made that mistake. And 4018 basically shows in it together, the planting of the flag. Pretty cool. In it together. There we go. Now 4019 is a tweet with setting Q, and it's pointing us to this tweet right here, which is, here's a mashup of Nancy Pelosi responding to a question about Tara Reid compared to how she handled Christy Basley Ford. Now this is almost 3 minutes. I'm not going to play it. You guys can go watch it. It'll be in the show notes. You can see it also at qmap.pub or qanon.pub. But she basically, it's a parody showing that. I mean, it's just really her recording, actually saying awesome things about Christine Blasey Ford and bad things about Reid and good things about Biden, bad things about obviously Kavanaugh. It's quite hilarious when you go look at it, and just shows the two-faced biasness of it. 4020 is another tweet, and he says, when they can no longer control you, they remove you, control the narrative, control of you. The news is fake. The war is real. Q. He's talking about how one reporter tries to be honest and report something, and he gets nailed by the fake news apparatus, or the cabal apparatus. So this is Chris Hayes. So hashtag fire Chris Hayes. The real bots are the ones doing fire Chris Hayes. That's really where the bots are. They call us all bots. Real people call us Russian bots. Right? When everybody was saying, release the memo, right? When we wanted to see the memo, and they called us all Russian bots and put all kinds of propaganda at. And they used bots to get that information out. This is classic projection. And all because he just tried to report on this story. And she has corroboration evidence where she told a bunch of people about it. There's even files she's trying to get to. She's willing to come and actually talk in under oath. So this is a real accusation. But Chris Hayes tries to here's Chris right here. I think there's a picture of him here. He tries to just do a little right here. He just tries to do honest reporting, and he gets nailed. That is what Q's talking about there. When they can no longer control you, they remove you. Control the narrative, control of you. The news is fake, the war is real. So be praying for Chris Hayes. Maybe he'll come around and be a whistleblower on the fake news media, the criminal media. Here we got 4021. Got another link here. We have Think Signet. Think CIA. Think double agents. China thought they eliminated all in-country assets. So here's a link on 4021. Bring this to another Twitter. You can see he is using the tweet like mad. This is John Roberts right here. Says, @Roland Trump says he has seen intelligence that gives him a high degree of confidence that the coronavirus originated from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Though he would not go into detail, I can say. So that's John Roberts of Fox News reporting about what we've known for quite some time, but now it's coming public finally. And it'd be interesting to see how the Patriots get that information out. There's a New York Times article saying China CIA spies and espionage. Some things are better left untold. Cover. Public truth of some events force wars. World War III prevent? Hello, Feinstein. Q. So we know Feinstein was working with China hand in hand for years. Probably selling a lot of our special access programs. And she had a supposed spy just discovered after she working for her for 20 years. Give me a freaking break. Killing CIA informants. China crippled USA spy operations. So what happened? We had informants in China, and that information was leaked. American people lost their lives, but they didn't care because they got money for it, and they helped China strengthen itself against the U.S. because that was part of the whole plan. You can't have a one world order with a strong United States that has the melting pot of people that love each other and work together no matter what their differences are, and work together as patriots working for our country. You cannot have a strong America and a one world order. So you had to kill it from within with the insurgency that Q's been talking to us about. So exactly what's going on. That's 4021. This is 422. And I don't even think I've seen these guys. I'm just kind of decoding with you live. Here is a John Roberts thing. We just saw that. Just reposted it. It says Matters of National Security, Q. So he basically took 4021 and just said Matters of National Security, Q. And that's all in capital letters. So he's basically talking about that these double agents, Signet, think CIA, think double agents. So you have these double agents that we've talked about for a long time. This is Operation Mockingbird. CIAs, they had double agents. And that's been even in the latest JFK files. Literally used the word Mockingbird. Admitted they had like 50 to 75 people that were in the major newspapers, etc. We know that was a lie because we know now that they had 400 or 500 of them in 1957, 1958. So saying that they only had 50 or 60 during the JFK assassination time frame was a lie. But at least if they admitted to, they did, that it's a true program. Operation Mockingbird is true. They have double agents in the media. Right now they get 4 a.m. talking points. That's what we do know. China thought they eliminated all in-country assets. Isn't that interesting? But matters of national security. This is probably the first time we've heard that even though they worked to knock out all our assets in China, we still had some there that were white hats versus working for the black hats. Interesting. matters of national security. We protected ourselves. The plan is taking down the great plan of Satan, which was about there and done. And the plan of these 50 supposed generals that got together to attack this has done a fantastic job. That's 4022. 4023. Gene, you can come on anytime. I'm hoping we're almost done here. We have a Twitter here again, and it says Control Q. And we have Gene, you're always welcome during these as well. Feel free to interrupt at any time. Here's Ronna McDaniel saying, yesterday a massive story broke about FBI malfeasance at the dawn of real Donald Trump's administration. How many times did the mainstream media mention it during their morning shows? CNN, 0. CBS, 0. ABC, 0. NBC, 0. MSNBC, 0. Unreal. Guys, this is truly enemy of the people. That's why I always come in here and I say retweet, and a lot of time I just say, and when you go here, you can actually go retweet with a comment. And what I do is I just put some hashtags there, like this would be obviously Mockingbird Media, right? That's exactly what we're seeing here, Mockingbird Media. It's also, to me, it's just, wow, this is dark to light, right? As people are waking up to how fake, this is not just fake news, this is pedophile protecting criminals is what we have in CNN, CBS, ABC, NBC, MSNBC. It's the reason I started doing this. I started doing Facebook Live way back in 2018. No, 2017. Way back in 2017, before Q even started doing this. Oh, Q is at 4037. Oh, Gene, we might only be able to go over part of your decode. I'll try to speed it up. Okay. Thanks, Amy. I appreciate that. Wow. That is crazy to think about that. 4023, that was control. 4024, sometimes you can tell the public the truth. You must show them. A deeply entrenched enemy who controls the vast majority of communications is only defeated by game theory Q. So sometimes you tell the public the truth. Oh, you can't tell the public the truth. You must show them. That's what this is all about. This is what Q's all about. He asks us questions to go look. So if you tell them the truth, the media just makes you, that person, look like a fool. So now we have a non-named person asking questions, and they can't take down the messenger. They've tried to take down Q, but it hasn't worked. A deeply entrenched enemy who controls the vast majority of communications is only defeated by showing them. And that's this whole military operation using the art of war techniques, using game theory. It's a military intelligence operation where we've won already. We know we've won the war, but we have to respond to the enemy to root out all the sleepers, root out all, see where they're making their moves, and then countering every move they make. And when God is on your side, there's no move they can make to escape. 4025, we see an old post, an old drop that talks about Flynn targeted. Why? Who knows where the bodies are buried? Cleared of all charges. Trump admin V2. That's basically saying that Flynn, in my opinion, is going to be part of the administration V2. So once they clean out the criminals in the DOJ and the criminals in the FBI, and they get the sleepers out of the Republican Party, and they expose the Democratic Party, and the cabal is exposed all over the media, and the cabal is exposed within the academia, and exposed within Hollywood, and exposed in all the CEOs in the business, and they resign. You've now got V2. That's justice, guys. That's where justice is going to happen. Woo! So Sen says, he just, how about doing a 2-hour show? I'm not good with that. If you guys let me know. Let's do this. Give me a 17 if you want us to extend the show and go through all of Gene's Decode and just do a long show, or you give me a 5 if you think that we should just wrap it up at the hour mark like we normally do. Here we have President Trump says he would be open to bringing General Flynn back to his administration. It looks to me like Michael Flynn will be exonerated. So here we are. Let's listen to this minute 35 clip by POTUS.
Said that Michael Flynn would come back even bigger and better. So are you going to pardon him? And if so, are you considering to bring him back into your administration?
Well, it looks to me like Michael Flynn would be exonerated based on everything I see. Look, I'm not the judge, but I have a different type of power. But I don't know that anybody would have to use that power. I think he's exonerated everything. I've never seen anything like it. What they did, what they wrote, you see this, General. You wouldn't want this happening to you, what they did to General Flynn. And it's just disgraceful. So, you know, I guess we'll get to that maybe someday or maybe not. Hopefully we won't have to get there.
Well, would you consider bringing him back into your administration?
Well, I think he's a fine man. I think it's terrible what they did to him. It's something that nobody's asked me, but you're asking me for the first time. I would certainly consider it. Yeah, I would. I think he's a fine man. I think he's got a great family. He loves his son. I will tell you, his son was around a lot, and he loves his son, and as people generally do. And they did everything possible to destroy him. And he's still breathing very strongly, but they really hurt him very badly. Very, very unfair. Kristen?
Quick follow. In what capacity? I do have a coronavirus-related question, but in what capacity would you bring him back?
Well, we'd look. I mean, I'm not even. This is really the first time I've been asked a question, but I think he'll be fully exonerated one way or the other, and so certainly he'd be capable of coming back. He suffered greatly.
All right, look at that. That is awesome just to hear him. Well, this is an exciting night, isn't it? It was an exciting night. So we're actually able to decode all this stuff together, and we got nothing but 17s, Gene, on that request. So I think they want to hear your full decode, no matter how long it takes. So you up for that, Gene? Sounds like you were on the. I heard.
Yep, I'm up, Rick.
All right, sounds great. Awesome. Well, this is just exciting. So we're just decoding together here, so jump in anytime. That's 4025, and we got 12 or so more to go. Again, how exciting is that to hear Trump's own actual voice saying that he is looking at bringing Flynn back in, and it says Trump admin V2. We're about ready to see that. 4025 that it was. 4026. This is Comey. I did see this one for a second right before I got on. It says paint the roses red. So that's this term that is popularized in Alice in Wonderland. And so he's actually pointing to a Comey tweet that shows a red rose. And if you paint the red rose, and according to popularized in Alice in Wonderland, that means to frantically attempt to cover up a mistake with severe consequences. So he's basically asking, hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. So here's Comey's tweet. And what does Q say to it? We'll see that in just a second. Here it is. It's right here. It says, comforting sign of a spring in our garden with a red rose. Just nothing else. That's all he puts. So Q's interpreting it as he's asking for some type of deal. What does it say? Denied. Justice will be served. Q. So his to frantically attempt to cover up his mistake, denied. You're not going to be able to cover it up, Jim. Sorry. Even with severe consequences, because this is going to be way more than severe consequences. This is going to be pure justice of treason. We know what that is. Check this out, Gene. 4027. I've got a picture of Obama in his Arab outfit, looks like.
Yep. You want me to send you one with him with the AR-15?
Yeah, sure. I think we saw that, didn't we? You showed him that to me one time, but we could play it. We could show it. There it is.
Yep, see if I can find it.
Cute. And so this is IE-17 got cute, it looks like. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Greg Costillas here. This at Greg, Kotseos got it. It said infiltration instead of invasion. And Deep State Exposed played Brennan here. Looks like it's a 2-minute video on Brennan. Retweet. Brennan speaks about his Muslim faith in fluent Arabic. We'll just play part of this. Let's listen to it.
Despite my long hair, my earring, and my obvious American appearance, I was welcomed throughout that country in a way that is a reflection of the tremendous warmth of Islamic cultures and societies. Like the president during his childhood years in Jakarta, I came to see Islam not how it is often misrepresented, but for what it is. سافرت إلى الأردن وفلسطين والقدس وتونس وبعد مصر ساكن في الشرق الأوسط تقريبا 6 سنة لكن الآن أنا أجوز أنا كنت طالب وشباب.
There he is talking in fluent Arabic. We know that he and also was really a huge protector of Islamic terrorism in here, including the the Muslim Brotherhood, and same groups that Huma Ahmadiyya, etc. Just really crazy stuff that we're learning here, and so that's just showing that it was it wasn't just the normal sects of Islam. It was the radicalized portions of Islam that actually came into all parts of the Obama administration. That's 4027. Let me refresh. That's where we were when we started the show. It's 4038 now. So Q's been busy. He's been busy. That was 4127. Here's 4028, another tweet. So we may be going till like 3 in the morning if this keeps up. We see Lisa Page, good riddance. This is from January 3rd. But also, God help us. My mother emigrated from Iran in her 20s to forge a better life for herself. Iran is a smart and strategic and all over the world. Iran isn't an irrational actor, but they have the pride of 5,000-year-old culture. And I do agree with that part. I mean, Iran is an awesome place. The church is growing there. The point is that there is a bunch of people around our government protecting the Islamic terrorists in our country. That was the scary part, that the infiltration almost happened. That's where he's going right now. 4028. Here you are in 4029. You have an article here, and it's Annie Hoffman, regional editor. And I haven't seen this yet, guys. Have you seen it? Let's see if this is just a JPEG. Sometimes I like to go search this real quick to see if we go to google.com. Oops, I need to do that first. This is kind of a fun exercise I think I've shown you guys before, that if you take the file name and you go to google.com, which I don't use, I have to type it in because I use DuckDuckGo, a much better so I just look at the name of the file, and then you go to more and you go to books. This is where it usually is going to show you. It's all either it's pointing every single time to Dustin and Joe M's book, and SB2 did this, about 10 of it. Roy did it. So that it's always pointing there. So I think they're just smart, and they're putting them in there now, since that used to be the way that we used to find books to look at. But this is either Q's pushing the QAnon, the Great Awakening, or Dustin's just really smart. Here it is by, I'm not sure if I can be able to read this, by Arnie Hoffman, regional editor. America is a country is despised because it was seen as a supporter of the Shah of Iran, but individual Americans were treated and respected in the crisis of Iran, according to a former Gilman area man who left that Asian nation February 6th. So let's see here. Peter Struck, 34, son of Mr. and Mrs. Mike Struck, now living in Eau Claire, said he hopes the government, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, will stabilize the country. So basically, this is Peter Struck talking about how great Islam is as well, I guess, is what I think we're getting here. So there's Peter Struck and Lisa Page, the two lovers that were texting back and forth, saying that Hillary should have won 100 million to 0, being outed by Q. I didn't realize they had Islam connections as well. Again, I don't want to talk bad about the Muslim people. I have actually I have some very people close to me that are good people, right? Wanting to and they love America, right? So my daughter herself lives in Dearborn, Michigan, where there's a ton of very awesome people there. We're talking about the Islamic terrorists being protected by these criminals as part of the cabal. Here's 4030, the Britannic.com. The infiltration was going to be radical Islam coming into many parts of our government. There's Valerie Jarrett, born November 14th, 1956, American lawyer, businessman, and politician who was a senior advisor to the president, Barack Obama. I imagine if you get in here and you're going to find, as you look at her, that she was also Islam. I know she is, but you guys will have to do some research for me and find out what this says. I didn't find it, but it looks like it's a pretty long article. But Valerie Jarrett, many people think she was Obama's handler as far as the cabal handling him, and or it could have been Michael Obama. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. That's 4030. So you go dig into that. If you find anything, let me know. Aquaria, send me actual articles of that. DuckDuckGo does a much better job on the search engines. So 4031, Daily Caller, Imran Awan hacking scandal. We all learned about that, right? These guys were in Pakistan, linked to Islamic terrorists. DNC reporter Luke Rosiek digs deeper into Imran Awan IT scandal, and it's not good news for Democrats. And so this is an article. See what this date was. I think this was a little bit older article because I remember reading about this. Yeah, April 2nd, 2018. So this was about a year ago, a little over a year ago. But we know that the Awan brothers were that. The father was in Pakistan, I believe, and a lot of ties back to the Muslim Brotherhood and other Islamic extremists. So obviously this is where Q's going tonight. He's going to the Islamic extremist route. Here's 4032. Obama's hidden Iran deal giveaway by dropping charges against major arms targets. The administration infuriated Justice Department officials and undermined its own counter-proliferation task force. Yeah, so this was just scary. Just to get the Iran deal, they looked away at Hezbollah. They looked away at all the criminals in the United States. So this is back in 2017 as well. I've read a lot about this as well. So a lot of these crazy groups that would have been prosecuted under any normal administration, they let go completely free, even deleting some of the worst Islamic terrorists out of our systems to hide them. So it's just wow. Talk about treason. We're going to find out this supposed administration that had no scandals is an absolute joke. He had more scandals than anybody because he was the Manchurian candidate. He was a person that was completely controlled by the cabal and seemed to enjoy it. 4032. This is 4033. It is lessons in the infiltration of Islam into America. With the steps I ordered last month, we are speeding up the training of ISIS forces with Sunni volunteers. Let's listen to the 17-second clip.
As I've said before, this aspect of our strategy was moving too slowly, but the fall of Ramadi has galvanized the Iraqi government. So with the additional steps I ordered last month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes in Anbar province. As I've said before.
All right, there you got it. Training of ISIS forces and Sunni volunteers. That's what you have, is a total infiltration here that he is emphasizing tonight. Gene sent me the picture of the AR-15. I'm just going to see if I can find that real quick, and we'll pull it up.
Not me, Jay.
Yeah, got it. I think. Well, I see it. Oops. There it is. I see it. It's hiding right there. Obama AK-47. Looks like there's a couple pictures here. Let's see what we have. Or it's a couple pictures. So we're going to download that just real quick since we're digging together. This is what you call digging, decoding together. This is so the image. Recent. I want the downloads here. Thank you guys for giving me some time to figure this out. There it is. Oops. That was an old one on Drip. Not sure where it downloaded it. That is pretty weird. Let me just go grab it one more time. Should have gone into my downloads folder. I saw it download. Let me see if it just came up already. Nope. These are two I'm going to show you here in a second, but that's is more a different topic, right, Gene? We'll talk about that in a second. That's pretty exciting too. So don't go anywhere.
You're looking at stuff from me, Rick. It's from Jay.
Yeah, I have it. It's just being stubborn when I'm live. It doesn't download the way I want it to, and so I'm just looking real quickly. I brought it to my inbox. I bring up it's not going to let me grab it from below the screen like normal when I'm streaming, so it's going to be difficult for me to get it. Come on, just give me a second. There it goes. So now that. Okay, I see. That says Obama AK-47, but the attached file, he just attached the wrong file, I think. Unless there's two in here. Oh, I see it. It's over here to the right. How am I going to get that? So just give me 1 second, guys. We'll have the picture of the AK-47. There it is. There it is. So this is live digging from Gene and his team. Giving information right away. There you've got with Osama. That's Osama bin Laden. And an AK-47 in his Muslim garb. Interesting stuff, isn't it? It's like, whoa, we got a lot of going on here. So, as I'm stumbling around here trying to get back to here we go. So that was ISIS. Obviously this is really just getting to the detail of exactly how we were infiltrated. And then this was part of the plan, was the Islamification with the radicals, and then also obviously destroying our religions, getting us to fight against each other, every single thing you could imagine in the whole part of that infiltration study that he attached yesterday. If you missed the Decode yesterday, go look at that. We had Matrix and Shady and Gene. We had so much brain power on at the same time. It was so fun. Tensions flare on the Senate floor over GOP Senator's Muslim Brotherhood remarks. So tensions were high on the Senate floor today when lawmakers doubled down on claims that Muslim terrorist groups are trying to infiltrate the U.S. That is crazy. A full article about it. So if you claim that, you were a racist, right? And so that's how they separate us, and they're able to infiltrate us by causing all those problems. That's 4035, Real Clear Politics article. Mark Levin, the Muslim Brotherhood has infiltrated our government, is called Barack Obama. This is a 2013 article. So Mark Levin was telling us about this. All the way back here. Mark Levin, the Muslim Brotherhood, has infiltrated our government. It's called Barack Obama. Whole article on that. Sorry about this. I got a tickle in my throat, and it's going to be hard to get rid of on these longer shows. We're still digging here, Gene. 4036. I might have to go get some more liquids, Gene, while you go over some of this.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's Michelle Bachmann. So this
called
is
out the infiltration by the Muslim Brotherhood back in 2012.
Deep penetration in the whole.
I'm just going to play this here. It appears right there. Gene, go ahead.
Okay, it appears that there has been a deep penetration in the halls of our United States government by the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood has found to have been an undetected co-conspirator on terrorism cases, and yet it appears that they are probably individuals. You paused it, right?
There you go. I wanted to catch up.
Individuals who are associated with the Muslim Brotherhood, who have positions, very sensitive positions, in our Department of Justice, our Department of Homeland Security, potentially even in the National Intelligence Agency.
Wow. There you go. So this is the one step at a time 4037Q. Now, usually when this happens, it means that it didn't come over right. So I'm going to go back to the qmap.pub. That's why I sometimes do use two different ones. So one step at a time still doesn't tell me where it's come from. If you click right here or here, it's going to take you to 8kun. Right here, I believe. So he actually replied to an anon, but the anon post hasn't come in yet. Sometimes that happens in these boards, and so I imagine they'll get it in there later. So this is part of when you dig and you see him real time, or see him or her or the team of Q posting, you have to go to 8kun to actually see what was going on here. It's usually the one in pink. So right here, it's one step at a time. This is what Q posted. So what was he posting that to? Might have been this first one. It might be this first one or this first one. I can't remember. Ooh, real big long thing about Hillary Clinton there and a whole decode. So it looks like it might be this big long decode with one step at a time. That would be my guess is what they're talking about there. This said there is no step 5 with these people. This is AA step 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to other human beings the exact nature of our wrongs. So you guys have to let me know. Those of you who are better than I am at 8kun, is it the first post he was replying to here, or is it this last post he's replying to here? One step at a time. So guys, let me know what you think in the chat. Those of you that are the 4chan gurus. But that's how we actually get from the boards to the 8kun real quickly. Here we have 4038. I think this is the last one. Let me refresh real quick, see if we've actually got to, so we can get onto Gene's decode. I'm going to refresh up here just to make sure. Yep, this is the last one, the Fox News article. It is time for Intelligence Director Clapper to resign. So this is obviously an older article because he's no longer in power. This was May 2015. So a whole article about James Clapper. We're not going to go over that. But I imagine that talks about, and he should be aware of the Muslim Brotherhood's charters, which openly state intentions to replace all forms of nation-states' constitutional laws with Sharia law. So he knew this. Clapper knew this. So did Brennan. So did Obama. So did Valerie Jarrett. So did Huma Abedin. So did the Allman brothers. And obviously, and now we know Page and Strzok were also linked to the Muslim Brotherhood potentially. Wow. Amazing how deep the rabbit hole goes. And this is new information from Q. Fun to dig into this to see how deep this infiltration really was. I had a lot of news lined up. We're not going to get over that because we want to get to Gene's decode now. And so, Gene, any other comments you have before we move on about this decode tonight?
The one you showed with the ball, which isn't in this decode, with from Tom Hanks in Castaway and then Ellen DeGeneres, is all that's code that's referring to the frazzle grip type of stuff they do.
Yeah, that is interesting. So did you want to bring that up real quick? You need to bring that back up?
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I can grab that. There's Osama bin Laden and Mr. Obama with his AK-47. I think there's going to be a video of him shooting American flaggers up in the future is what Q seemed to point toward. This is the first part of that right here. Here we go, Gene.
Yeah, so you see how they have the, on the top left, the frazzle grip, and that's a face that looks either like some kind of demon or a face that has a body that has no face on it anymore. It's been taken off, which is what they do when they do the frazzle grip. And that's showing if you were to take the face off and put it on a ball or on a shirt, that's what you get. So there's Tom Hanks laughing about how funny it is to do that. They're disgusting.
Yeah, this is the Wilson ball from his from his movie. They made it a famous movie.
And actually, they use the word "will son." Well, son. In other words, well, son, now what are you going to do when you don't have a face? That's how disgustingly evil they are. That's code speak.
And Ellen's putting it on her freaking shirt.
Yeah, these people are evil. Beyond comprehension.
Wow. That is crazy.
I'm right with the Bible. Tie a rock around them and throw them in the ocean.
Man, no kidding. Literally scraping kids' faces off, and then with the adrenochrome and all this worst thing you can imagine to do to people. They do it with their satanic sacrifices and rituals.
Yeah, it makes my blood boil almost.
Yeah.
I try not to get angry, but it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, I understand. Let's, before we get into the rest of the symbols, let's talk a little bit about these pictures you took.
Now, this is over Colorado. We went and took our dogs out for a walk this evening or this afternoon. And what you see there, especially the wispy stuff, overall the big cities in the U.S. now, the Alliance has planes that used to be the chemtrailing planes, and they're doing aerosol hexachloroquine to get rid of the virus.
So these big, huge planes that they take the seats out and put these canisters in, you're saying we might be having some type of thing that is against nanotech, the neutralizing thing that SB2 said, but also is going to help kill this virus.
Yep, it has the hexachloroquine, and it has a virus that turns AI organic so your body can deal with it.
Yeah, so it's basically, and this is very safe stuff. This is like hydrogen peroxide in the air, right? It's basically oxygenating the air to.
And then when you breathe it in, it oxygenates and kills the COVID-19 inside your body. So Trump said we've got to get the country back online. This is what they're doing.
Wow. I've actually got right now a humidifier based upon Gene's suggestion earlier, and I got the 35% grade hydrogen peroxide mixed 1 part per 30, I think it is, or something like that, or for every gallon.
Yes,
yeah, and
I do 1 ounce per gallon.
Yeah, 1 ounce per gallon. and I've got it right now. I'll show you on my little camera here, guys. That is my humidifier that's coming out with hydrogen peroxide coming out of it with so it's basically very safe. I feel better than ever just oxygenating in my body. I also did the hydrogen peroxide cleanse to take 3 drops of it and drink it per 8 ounces or so.
I actually use it as a mouthwash, and then we use it like that, and our dogs like to sleep near it because it's so good for you.
Rocky likes it too, and so I had to lock the door because my wife was having a noisy party down there. But okay, so now let's look at anything else on the chemtrails.
That's it.
All right, so now let's. I imagine you wanted to start with this one that we went over a couple nights ago.
So if you'll page down to page 21.
Page 21. So we saw this stuff, the fowl, the owl, and all that type of stuff. So we're going down, trying not to make everybody dizzy. You can actually see this one from 2 nights ago, I believe it was.
Yes.
So it was 2 shows ago at least, not the Shady and Matrix show, but
Tuesday.
Right, but it was the. It's not there. There's refreshing. That's page 11. So I think we did cover most of this stuff I have seen so far. So 21's the new stuff, right, Gene?
Yes.
There's page 15. We went over this stuff. We're now refreshing at 21 right here.
Keep going just a little.
Okay. We saw this stuff, right? This is page 23. This is page 20.
I guess I'm wrong. Keep going.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I didn't do the same thing we did last time. Uh-oh. Looks like the same thing may have happened.
I'll keep going.
Okay, because it's almost at the end of the document.
I'll keep going. There we are. So page that up just a little to see the lower half. Oh, no,
not this one?
The other way.
You want Florida? Okay.
Up. Yeah. Up.
Okay.
Up a little more. There you go. So zoom in on that. You can see the pyramid with the all-seeing eye at MacDill Air Force Base.
Okay, right here.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
To the top left of that one. Drag it. No, there you go.
Ah, there's a very obvious one. Yeah. So we had missed that.
It was pulled out of the Decode from the. I mean, it's not in the beginning or the end. It's kind of in halfway past the halfway point, but it's not at the end. It's not like they truncated it. It's weird. They lifted this right, and there's the hexagram.
Whoa! And this is all in Florida. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, MacDill Air Force Base in Florida. And Jay, thank you so much for getting this. Fantastic.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. So excellent work. And there's the pyramid again with the all-seeing eye radiating out they're indicating it's radiating out 1,000 points of light.
Wow. Interesting.
And that line coming in, go back up, the line coming in the top of the pyramid is indicating the flash of lightning that Lucifer fell from the sky, their god, their false fake god.
Mm.
There's the hexagram again. I did this on Kirsten's show. Now what you're seeing is the all-seeing eye. And then going out to that, you can see a triangle up to the top of it on the screen. And what that's showing is it's encapsulating what would be in Egypt the Sphinx. That pile of dirt is symbol. No, in the triangle connected down.
Right here. Right.
That pile of dirt is symbolizing the Sphinx.
Okay. Symbols everywhere, huh?
Yeah, symbols will be their downfall.
So that was the one, the Florida that we were missing?
Yes.
Did we get the rest of this?
We're done with that one. Go bring up the next one with the symbols.
Okay.
And Jay, if you're texting me or anybody's texting me on my phone, they've got my phone locked up. I can't use my cell phone.
All right, Satanic Luciferian Masonic Sexual Symbology. Wow.
Yeah. So here we go with the beginning of part 1 of learning how they use satanic symbols. So we have the Walt Disney with the 666, and we have the Wicked Queen and the Disney Devils that they show, and the horns. You see the Wicked Queen throwing the horns of Satan with her hand. I can't answer my phone, whoever's calling. My phone is locked. It did one blink. That's it.
Winnie the Pooh, look at that. They stuck that in there, didn't they?
Yes.
Wow, that was sly.
Yeah, they're sneaky.
And I'm not sure where this one is.
Lucifer. That's the name of the cat in that.
Oh, it's the name of the cat? Oh, geez.
Yep.
I was going to say, I don't see the horns on that one, but I did definitely see him in the Winnie the Pooh there. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. And then we got they're doing the sign there with the witch. I understand that one. Disney Devils, the name of this movie. Okay.
And then we have, if you look in the background of the top left there, on the chalkboard.
Right. The Illuminati. Wow.
Then if we go to the top right, ask about the Illuminati on the eye chart.
Wow. That is... You can't get much more blunt than that, can you?
Nope. Then we have the 666 again. Then on Pluto there, we have the all-seeing eye.
Yeah.
Then in the...
horns.
Horns again. And then on the right again, I believe that's Alice in Wonderland. We have the Mad Hatter throwing the horns.
Yeah. Wow, got horns everywhere, don't we?
Yeah. This is your cartoons they give your children to watch.
Wow. Even with Sleeping Beauty, it looks like, huh?
Yeah. And in the comments, somebody's saying monster is the 3 lines. If you look at Biden's symbols, he doesn't do an E. He uses the 3 lines, which in Hebrew is the number 6. So it's 666 on his bus and on his tour. He has 3 red lines instead of an E, which is the 666 in Hebrew. There's some more horns and various cartoons again.
Man. Even during the putting the shoe on.
Yeah. You just got to pack it in everywhere, don't they?
Cinderella, right? I have to make sure they get the horns in.
I'm with you, Amy. Makes me want to throw up.
Now, what are they getting to here?
Now we're doing inappropriate sexual things. You see the naked breasts
And
in
that,
the background there?
oh, in the
This
background.
Children.
I
Yeah,
got
this
you.
is for children. Give me a break.
Give me, yeah, no kidding. I see. I didn't even see that. Yep. Wow.
Play duck.
Play duck like a playboy.
Yep. You have the all-seeing eye again on the over it. That symbols also the plane and the two buildings for 911. Jay does such an amazing job. He put this together in a matter of like under an hour.
Wow.
I told him if he could get this for tonight. He did this just a little bit before the show.
Mm-hmm. I see that plane. Where's is the two buildings just 1, 2? I see the big major pillars.
1, 2, and the plane flying away, indicating that the plane actually never was involved. It's a big. They're lying to you and laughing about it. And then here you have the god Anubis, who is another rendition of Lucifer. During the Egyptian times, he was called Anubis.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Q Mom.
Thanks, Q Mom.
Yeah, we got the little baby ducks building a pyramid with the all-seeing eye on it.
And they ended up actually doing this is a blow up of that after they're done.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. When they get done, it's got the all-seeing eye.
Whoa.
And then we got SpongeBob throwing the signs. You got the all-seeing eye. You've got the spinning, what's called the entrainment, how you entrain somebody and hypnotize them. You have Anubis there with the all-seeing eye, the one eye.
Mm-hmm.
Anubis, like I said, is another word for Satan during the ancient Egyptian times.
Nickelodeon, wow.
Yeah, I hope Disney World is done. Anybody that's listening to this that takes your children to anything Disney, I don't know why.
And then they've closed down.
This kind of thing.
And they said they're closed down till next year, and hopefully it's for good, right?
Yes, indeed.
All-seeing eye there.
Because there's actually a dumb underneath there. They take kids out of there.
Homer Simpson.
All-seeing eye.
All-seeing eye. So this is not just Disney, right? This is some bunch of other studios as well. There's all-seeing eye.
Again, yeah. Ask about same chart again. Ask about the Illuminati.
Wow.
That's that dad video thing. I don't follow it. It's something American Dad or something like that.
Man, just everywhere, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And you actually had Goofy with 3 popsicles, which is showing the 666 and symbolically again.
And so that's just a sexual thing, I imagine.
Yeah,
I'm not sure yet.
It's saying about sodomy, using what they call sodomite bead balls.
Whoa, that's kind of gross.
Yep, very disgusting. It's all kinds of sexual pictures. There are women naked, all kinds of things everywhere. This is I think it's Milo or something. Is the cartoon. She has a little alien friend.
Law Dog saying Radio Disney will be opening in Florida.
Wow.
Interesting.
Showing us different inappropriate sexual things here again.
Mm-hmm. More horns, showing horn signs. This is going to be hard for the people in the podcast. We're just going through an awesome 39-page document with all kinds of symbols. One that you probably want to come onto YouTube for or see it in video format.
Yeah.
He's got horns. And he's even got the devil's, what's that called?
Pitchfork.
Pitchfork, yeah.
It's actually the trident of the god of the ocean, Neptune, who's another one for being Lucifer. There's Daffy Duck going to the 666 door. In other words, the door of Satan. Mm-hmm. And here's a car with 666 on it. I think that's Scooby-Doo or something like that.
Yeah, don't recognize that. But
you got the goat. In other words, the devil again driving the car.
Route 666.
Yep.
Wow. It's one football player with 66 and another one with a 6. Got the Get it in there all kinds of ways, don't they? Wow, now that's pretty gross. Make it Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Actually makes it look like a dildo. Bugs Bunny obviously has showing sexual connotations, just like they are right here with the lion. And that's in the actual
Lion King.
in the actual main advertisement for the Lion King.
Yep.
There's Popeye with the 666 symbol.
This is again sexually inappropriate.
Yeah. Even I've heard about this Lion King actually having
Sex in the sky.
yeah, sex is actually spelled out.
Yep. So there's subliminally programming our children over and over and over and over. So here you have Satan and different satanic and the all-seeing eye and the owl and the all-seeing eye on the floor there on the bottom left.
Yeah.
We got vampires and vampires with owls on top of it and all-seeing eyes and all kinds of stuff all over here.
No one wants an unoiled snake. This is the stuff you want to have your.
Now that is sexual. That's a sexual connotation.
Thanks, Bonnie. Appreciate it. All right.
Here we got owl eyes being made by all kinds of stars, including I think that's a little Lego dude. Yep, the all-seeing eye again. Our stars, movie stars. We need good stars like Brad.
Yeah.
We got Johnny Depp here and a whole lot of people. I saw a video today about Johnny Depp saying how during a live interview, a big fat greasy man in Australia told him to cook and eat his dog, so he did.
Yes, I think you sent that to me. Yeah, I saw that too.
Very disturbing.
He was talking about that like people couldn't tell if it was a joke or not, but he was serious.
Yeah, he was serious. TCB sent me, or High Vibratory sent me one with somebody torturing a dog. I couldn't even take it. I couldn't watch the whole thing. It was too much because I love my fur babies.
Left eye marker symbolism, evil, stupid, justice, Q.
Yep.
They openly show their symbolism, Q. Their need for symbolism will be their downfall, Q. Identity symbolism, Al, Y. Which performers, celebs supported HRC during the election? What does HRC represent to them? What celebrities have Al, Y head symbols? Their need for symbolism will be their downfall, Q. So Hillary is some type of what is that to the? What do you think, Gene?
She's a high witch. Uma Abedin's her handler.
Upside down cross with Chelsea.
That's satanic crossed when it's upside down.
Yeah.
Think mirror Q.
Hey, by the way, I found some, my ring, my cross ring I hadn't seen for so long, Gene. I'm so excited.
Wow, that's great.
And so it's like
unfortunately, I can't wear jewelry because all my years of martial arts, my energy feels so high it destroys metal on my body.
Wow.
It explodes it.
Do we know who this dude is? Some famous dude with another satanic cross?
Yep. There's Hillary throwing the horns, and Barry throwing the horns, and Bill throwing the horns, and all kinds of, senior, junior, everybody throwing the horns.
Halloween. I'm not sure what that is.
Halloween.
He does it all the time. He just bugs me. Ugh.
Yeah. He's got to do it all the time. Also, the hand in the, like Napoleon did, that's a Masonic sign as well, with the hand under the vest.
Yeah.
He's doing a double sign where he has the hand under the vest and doing the sign.
Yeah.
And this is all kinds of symbols outlined in here. Jay did an amazing job. So you can read that for people. If you go back up to that arch there, Rick, read all the different stuff to people. It's the keystone of death. You have the owls on each side. You have the symbol of children sacrifice in the middle. You have the L, which Et Mon Droit, which is different satanic words.
Mm-hmm.
It's what they call incantation when you're calling up demons. And then you have the different mythical creatures there that have to do with doing incantations as well. You call upon them when you're doing that. Above that, you have that ruffle with what looks like triangles above and below that's symbolizing the skin of a snake. In other words, Lucifer again. You have little tiny children's faces and all along with the interplanted with the owls representing all of this. And so the reason I wanted to do this tonight is to draw attention to people that we need to seriously pray tonight all the way through till tomorrow midnight, because it's Beltane. This is their highest time of sacrifice for children in the entire year. This is their highest holiday. And so we need to pray hard for the children to be rescued by the special forces to save as many as possible.
Yes. And that's obviously some look at this Disney character with an upside down cross, it looks like.
Yep, and a pentagram.
Wow.
And that's also called the Tau cross that we went before that in DC, that's in the streets of DC. And you have the upside down cross and the words that are put in her shirt there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the tattoos that person on the right has is all satanic as heck too, just like Tom Hanks' son.
Yeah, wow, he has everything. The big all-seeing eye right in his chest.
Yep, all-seeing eyes again, with the 666 on top of it.
With kids, training the kids to do this.
Also, when you stick your tongue out like that one little boy, that's also a satanic symbol. It means the partaking of adrenochrome sexually through sex. All kinds of people doing it. That's the Eye of Horus, or the all-seeing eye. Horus is another name for Lucifer again.
Lou is saying that Fosse was making that symbol. And then somebody said their shirt said mind control on it.
Yeah, that's why the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill has 72 stones. Lucifer has, thank you, Starla Moon, has 72 stones because there's 72 different names that Lucifer has taken throughout his time on Earth.
I don't know if that's Lady Gaga.
All kinds of symbols here.
Yeah, I think that was Kate Kirk. Isn't that right? Not Katie Kirk. Not Katie Kirk. That's the announcer. Geez, you got Gene are the worst because we don't watch movies anymore.
Yeah, I don't watch things for quite a while now. I don't follow. Here's a blood sacrifice symbols. You got the triangle, and you got the high priest, and you have the person that's going to be sacrificed drenched in blood of a child that's already been sacrificed, or is the person that killed the other. They have one child kill the other child. That's how they do it. They force a child to if it wants to stay alive, it has to kill another child. That traumatizes the child. That's part of Mark Ultra. You get the child to do things that it shouldn't be made to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's called an elite dinner party. Then they partake of the child, like you see here. We got Abramvik, Pharaoh, all kinds of various disgusting people.
And this is a cake. It really looks like a real person. I mean, that's a extremely all in their cakes, but who knows what's there after the party?
Yeah,
head sticking out of the actual table.
I mean, I couldn't even eat. I mean, give me a break. I'm going to get so sick I can't eat with that at the table. It's disgusting.
And of course, I think they have pizza and pasta as their.
Yeah. And of course, we know go to the FBI site what that means. That's all about kids again.
Yeah.
There's the androgynous Baphomet, both male and female on the right. Here's a woman symbolizing Lucifer, dressed up like Lucifer with the wings and the horns. A guy between her legs, in other words. Here's a video of Celine Dion, but I'm Celine Dion. And she goes in and throws out all these little crosses, satanic crosses that overlay all the kids in all the cribs there that are in the delivery area. You know, after the delivery, they put them in the area for their parents to come get them, and they all have. And you can actually see a little demon poking up on the right there in the.
Wow.
Yup. Yup. So
That
there's
is
all
interesting.
kinds of things you got to really be paying attention when you look at this. There's so many things that they put in it that are hidden. And the Z is again another, it stands for Zeus, another name for Lucifer, the Z that's being held up there. We have all kind. This is about Celine Dion, her genderless fashion line, and it has all kind of satanic. Celine, no. That is again satanic. That's incantation.
Mm-hmm.
In the name of Jesus Christ, clear this. Thank you.
Here are some of the disturbing images this clothes company for children has on its Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
There's something sinister going on here. No question. So that's on the Instagram page for the... It's got a skull back behind there with a kid.
Yeah. The skull actually from a distance looks like a Z on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because a Z stands for Zeus, which is another
I gotcha.
time...
kids with sacks over their head or some type of sack over their head.
Yep.
It's like
that's satanic too. It's showing that the things about child stuff they do again.
And this is almost like a fazzle drip thing because a child
sacks over the head because it doesn't have a face anymore. Same on the right. The face is gone. Yeah. Like they do the frazzle drip stuff like Hillary did when I described it on Linda Paris' show on the third part of the interview I did with her. Here's Mr. Gaga dressed up. And there's Madonna with all her all-seeing eye stuff and her hexagram and all of this different satanic things on stage that she does over and over and over. The high priestess, high satanic priestess, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dressed as a high priest with all the devils around her.
And then she has her the Roman kind of belt, but it has the all-seeing eye in it. She's got the horn, she's got the owl, she's got everything on there in the middle there. The one in where she's in black and silver.
Yeah.
Yep. This is what they're showing your children. This is what their entertainment is. It's entrainment. It's getting them to be satanic at a very young age.
Upside down cross here. Yep.
Mm-hmm. The bottom center there, that's also symbolizing from a distance. It looks like a butterfly, which is the Mark Ultra. That when they do they make someone a Mark Ultra, they're called a marionette because they pull their strings.
Got a new cue drop.
Like see over the eye of that one on the left center now. That's a butterfly as well. It's the all-seeing eye. It's showing that she's a marionette. So you see the butterflies all over the place. Like in the book, The Collector, they showed that the lady with a butterfly on her mouth. It was saying Mark Ultra, if that's a marionette. Same there. All of those are showing the Mark Ultra marionettes, all of them, even the one with the pink, that's butterfly wings, as well as with the pink means little girl lover.
Wow. That looks
they
like
want to lower the age of consent to 4 years old, by the way.
Yeah. They want it down to 12, I think it was. I have a book of our Supreme Court Justice.
Monarch programming.
Mm-hmm.
Monarch's another name for the Mark Ultra. They call them monarchs because they're now butterflies that they control. Mm-hmm. There's Bizarre Magazine with the butterfly, all kinds of different people with wearing the butterfly.
Tons of butterflies everywhere. Wow, a bunch of more too here.
Put it in our face over and over and over.
Yeah, butterfly on an eye, butterfly in.
There's Barry. That's our president. Whoa.
Dressed up in his little horns.
Yep. His satanic outfit.
So they got the. I'm not sure exactly what this is. This is
Yeah,
an arrest.
It's Mickey in Disneyland was arrested for exposing himself.
Whoa.
Hmm. These are arrests due to that type of activity. Various people. More all-seeing eyes and owls and sexual innuendos, along with the all-seeing eye, like I said earlier.
Yeah, the tongue coming out again.
That's also indicating the snake. It has a double meaning. It's the snake or the satanic snake. And of course, the dollar bill, like I said, with Annuit Coeptus, our endeavor is crowned with success. Novus Ordo Seclorum, the New World Order. Hitler's second book after Mein Kampf, Novus Order, the New World Order. It actually said. And then if you look at the dollar bill, it has tons of satanic symbols on it.
Yeah.
On each side, there's a flower, a red flower and a white flower, which is the Rosicrucians. There's 1313, so there's 13 letters. There's also the hexagram in that pyramid. If you know how to draw it between the letters, it gives you a satanic word. The shadow on the pyramid's at 13. There's 13 levels of 72 stones. So on the back of the dollar bill, there's a total of 13 13s.
Whoa.
Lots and lots of all-seeing eyes.
Oh my goodness. There's a whole collage of probably 100 of them.
Yeah, many, 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 many stars.
Mm-hmm.
Fallen stars. There's the swastika inside the Maltese cross. We can see the various cardinals and popes and Jimmy Savile and all kinds of people wearing it. Hitler. Various royalty, black nobility. Right there, the person in red, black nobility, persons, individuals, whatever. Alan DeGeneres' show showing the exact same type of thing that on Epstein Island.
Yeah.
Same.
Can you believe that? Her set is Epstein Island.
Yep.
That is just sick. It's got the
Yep.
palm trees as well as the obvious.
Yeah. Then we have the Queen of England in black and with the Maltese cross. And here we have somebody's children line that we just mentioned earlier. That's how you want your children to dress up, really? And buy these kind of clothes for your kids?
Oh my goodness. Genderless crap, huh?
Yup. New order.
Yeah. It's,
In other words, prostitute. Pink and black, satanic prostitute. Little tiny girl.
wow.
Wearing the masks. Those are satanic masks, reptilian face masks. There's pictures of young Bush going shifting into that. You can see her face do that. High Vibratory and TCB sent me that stuff today. There's that video again talking about Celine Dion, but I'm Celine Dion. You can't arrest me.
So stupid.
May your God deny. Give me a break. You. Yeah, may your God deny you. Right. Your God, Lucifer. Your fake God.
Oh, wow.
Disgustingly fake.
That is the end of it. I guess we got a Q post. You have enough energy, Gene, to...
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
I'm not going to have much energy for backstage being my work
I
night.
know. I had 9 hours sleep 2 nights in a row at night. Thanks to everybody's prayers. Thank you for praying for me to get good sleep. It works. God works in power with prayer. Thank you. God bless each and every one of you for the prayers. I really appreciate all of that, plus all of the donations that I'm going to be able to buy all kinds of wonderful studio equipment to get everything fixed up here so I don't have to worry about the computers and crashing and all kinds of problems. I got my cell phone locked up right now. I can't even use my cell phone.
Yeah. We'll get you on a smartphone one of these days. So
It's okay. I'll use my flip phone. Thank you.
You don't want to be tracked. You don't want Siri to hear every word you say.
No, I don't.
All right. So this is a beautiful picture of an American flag that Q linked us to. I don't think it has any sound. Nope.
Yeah. Yep. So Law Dog, what Disney got a dishonorable discharge was for sexual raping a child.
So it's a cool picture of the American flag is what this was. It's a slow motion shot of the American flag, over 200,000 views. But if you go down to comments, there's a bunch of people saying, seeing Q back in life. It's like the feeling of seeing an old friend you haven't seen in a long time. Refreshing. You can see this is 5 months ago, so I think he posted the same video back 5 months ago that we saw.
Love, if you're backstage, go listen to the video, or go on YouTube and listen to the video by Lori Bango. Here Comes the Pain. It's my favorite Red Pill song of all time. And that swirling clouds is the war between the dark and the light in over our skies, that were just how it looked over Denver at the end of 2017 when Solar Warden took out the Dark Fleet. It was awesome. Every night for 3 months, they cloud up the sky and they'd have battles with particle weapons, rail cannons, wiped out the Dark Fleet.
So this is To the Color. Obviously a military song, is that right, Gene?
Yep.
And it looks like it's not going to play for me, so it's like a download to color. It says, To the Color is a bugle call to render honors to the nation. I imagine that has some type of tune to it, right?
Yes, sir.
It is used when no band is available to render honors, or in ceremonies requiring honors to the nation more than once. To the color commands all the same courtesies as the national anthem. Cool. So Q is pointing towards some things coming up. Justice is coming.
Yes, indeed. Already happening.
April 30th.
Already saw one taken down.
That's right. So, wow. It's going to be exciting.
Like I did on Kirsten's show today, you can go there and listen to what happened. I have triple check on what happened.
Triple check on what now?
Mr. The thuggy, the head of the thuggy Kali Ma cult got lethal injection.
And so who is that?
Mr. T.
Mr. T.
The cowboy on Toy Story guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. So we talked about that, did not? Or we did not. I guess we didn't. We hadn't gone to that yet, did we?
We did that backstage. We didn't do that front stage.
We did that backstage, but not front stage.
I'm code speaking.
All right. So.
See, I know how to code speak.
It says click the play button at the bottom to go back to that music. So let's see if I can do that one more time. I don't know if I can find it. I have so many things open. That was here. It says I tried that. I tried to put that play button and it's not playing on my Mac anyway. I'm not sure what. So anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap it up there. We got an hour and 47-minute show. I'm in the middle of my work week, and so this is tough for me to do. Backstage people, I'm gonna be really short tonight. I'm sorry. You'll get a little bit of Gene, but with that, wow, what an exciting day though to see what's happening right now. We are seeing potentially Amanda Grace's prophecy about God stopping the virus almost immediately, miracle-wise. Could he be using the hydroxychloroquine in the air for that? That would be pretty wild, Gene.
That's what they're doing.
Yep. So that could be the miracle that we need and that we've been praying for. So that is pretty cool.
And Grace talked about, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was trying to get back to see if I can find it real quick. There it is, our cult symbol. So that was a Gene Decode Part 1, Gene. Are you serious? What do we can expect for? Look,
this Part 1. Welcome to Part 1.
So we know we have Part 8 coming of the Underground War, and there's this
coming up next week. We're going to start with the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All you German people listening, Dankeschön to my people Lemmy in Germany for all the fine information and helping with all the people in Germany. Thank you, sir, and Austria. and the wonderful person that's helping you also. Thank you, lovely lady. I appreciate you both.
Yeah.
And thank you for my wonderful person down under in the land of the Kiwis. Thank you for all your help down there. And thank you for the person coming online. So if you're going to email me, you have to put first the country. So if it's the US, put US in capital letters /. For example, TX would be Texas, or CA for California if you want to get answered now, because otherwise I'm going to send it back to you, and you have to do that, and it'll go to my highly trained coordinators in your local area. I will read everything if it requires answer by me directly and they can't handle it, although they're very, very well trained and very red-pilled. I've gone through and I've Skyped with them for hours and hours, sent them all my files and documents. They're going to be answering you directly. If
All
they
right,
get
Betty.
stuck, it'll come back to me.
Betty, we'll make sure we keep your daughter in prayers as well. And we're gonna pray for the kids. I want to just bring one biblical verse up as we wrap up. This is 1 John 1:9. One of my Bible memory verses is about, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. So we know that Romans 3:23 tells us, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So we're all unrighteous. But that's a beautiful thing about the blood of Christ, and the death on the cross actually completely covers that and makes us those sins as white as snow. What a beautiful thing. And all we have to do is confess our sins, and then he's faithful and just and forgives us our sins and purifies us from all unrighteousness. That's 1 John 1:9. So with that, I'm going to wrap up with a prayer. Gene, do you want to give it? I know you wanted to pray for the kids too. Do you want to start and I'll finish up?
Yes, indeed. Thank you, sir. So in the name of the one true God of all creation, for his is the glory and the power and the kingdom forever and ever. May his power and peace and rescue be brought to the children, that they be pulled out from under the earth and kept safe from this evil time, the most evil ever visited upon any world, upon this earth by these evil minions of Satan, that they send them to your judgment halls of your son, Jesus Christ, that this comes to an end now and for all time and never to occur again. We protect those that are in the fight against the earth, beneath the earth, against these evil minions, against the cabal. Bring them into safety. Put your armor of God upon them. Protect them. Protect our brave president, who is the most attacked person in the history of the world. Every tongue on every earth should sing his glory for what he has done to save this planet and to bring this evil cabal to the judgment halls of the Son of the one true God of all creation in Jesus Christ. As it is said, let it be done and sealed now and for all time.
Thank you, Gene. And Heavenly Father, I just want to lift up Betsy's daughter right now and ask for you just to be with her and to comfort her and then end up using her in a mighty way, and the entire family in a mighty way for your kingdom. Lord, we want to lift up these children worldwide, whether they're underground, overground, on the ground, that you will protect them, Lord, and that you will eliminate the satanic demons that are touching them, and you will confuse the enemy plans, and you will allow this hundreds and hundreds and maybe thousands and thousands and thousands to be rescued. And Lord, that you will expose this enemy completely. In this horrible time of Beltane, we just denounce that in Christ's name and allow that to just be a failed procedures everywhere, Lord, that they'll be stopped in their tracks. Lord, may this plan of the infiltration be completely reversed and boomerang, Lord. May we get to see this before our eyes, your justice coming to this nation. Thank you, Lord. We repent for the abortions. We repent for our individual sins. We repent for so many things that this country's done wrong. But we ask you for heal our land. We ask that whoever's listening to my voice, that you will heal their land, Lord. Please, we need your help. We love you. We want to serve you. Use us to help, Lord, in any way you can. We say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, guys, live 1 John 1:9. Confess those sins, so he will be faithful and just and will forgive you your sins and purify you for unrighteousness. Such a privilege, Gene. Thank you, Jimmy and others, for your great work to help Gene out here. It's just such a privilege, guys. And thank you so much, Gene, again.
Yeah, thank you all. I'm so humbled by your gratitude and your grace and your giving. Thank you all. Lift up the children in safety and prayer.
All right.
Where we would go one, we go all.
All right. God bless you guys. Love you. We'll talk to you next time. You've just listened to the Blessed Teach Show. You're now empowered with the truth. Don't miss the edited short B2T clips on a new channel called B2T Clips. A big thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and PayPal. You are truly appreciated. For the links to these sites, as well as links for show notes, Backstage with Blessed to Teach, training courses, and more, visit blessedtoteach.com. That's blessed with the number 2, teach.com. God bless, and be sure to go empower others with the truth.